river, they were five. Mama said his words, oh, so many times. Thinking you knew better than the other guys, riding on backbiting and get away with lies. No matter what it takes, always gonna cry.
We do it with the sign in the background?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, there you go.
All right, hello everybody out there in YouTube land. Welcome to Craft, our little boatyard here in San Diego. And today we're having a special event. Perfect timing for happy hour if you're on our time. If not, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. The whiskey plank is a tradition that goes way back. and it's a tradition here at Kohlercraft we have for new boat building and for rebuilds. And we're going to tell you about that as we go along. But this is a different whiskey plank party this year because of current events. We can't all be here live, and normally this is a big party with everyone here. So we're going to have our first guest be introduced, who is the most special one to be here, because without them, you wouldn't be seeing us right now. And that's our crew from Nobleman Productions. So Gene's on the camera taking pictures of me, so someone's going to have to get a picture of him later. But meet Gene. And the master, the maestro over there. There he is. And just a few of the Kohlercraft crew that's here. Let's see. Let's walk around here, Gene. Up there in the sky is Liz. My wife, Amanda. And Danielle, who has come back from being ill, but you can't keep her down. And all the great social media you see, that's her handiwork. Our general manager, Katie. There's the yard foreman, Charlie. Delfino's back there somewhere. There he is. And if any more stragglers come in, we'll... whoa. There's Austin. Okay, so now we're going to go back around. We're going to meet the crew of Kohlercraft that's actually doing the sticky work right now. So I'm going to walk around over here. So stirring the peanut butter is Bree.
Hello.
Derek over here. And Tony, who's the master shipwright on the project. And this is their work. So let's kind of talk about what's going on. So the whiskey plank is the last plank to go in place on the boat. And there'll be some question as why did you pick this plank, but let's get to that in a minute. What is happening right now is we've rebuilt this boat in the traditional manner. In other words, it's planks on frames. But we're putting a modern twist on it that we've been very successful with over the past 25 years. And we're gluing the planks onto the frames, and we're gluing the planks together. So right now the crew is taking epoxy resin and putting it on the bare wood surfaces, and then they're mixing up a mastic, which you see Bree has right there, and we're going to spread that on all the surfaces. The glue surfaces are going to contact each other. And we're going to do it neatly, and when we clean it all up, you won't know that the plank was glued on, but believe me, years later, you'll be happy. So let's just, while they're doing their thing, let's just talk a little bit about the boat. And this is a 1946 catboat, 23 feet long. Catboats are a traditional shallow water boat. Very popular, popular in areas in New England where there's no water to sail in. And for whatever reason, it's been here on the West Coast for many years. And kind of, let's say it had one foot in the grave. And it was saved, brought to us, and now we've completely rebuilt the boat. We've taken it all apart. We put in new frames, new structure, rebuilt the centerboard trunk, and the last part of it was putting a new skin on it, replanking it. It's 3/4 inch Philippine mahogany. It's been screwed and glued together. And before we put the plank on, we've yesterday put a coat of epoxy resin on the inside of the planking. So the inside of the planking is sealed up. At some point, maybe Justin can switch one of the cameras and show you guys a shot that'll show you kind of the inside of the boat where it's done. But in other words, we've waterproofed the planking. The epoxy keeps the water from getting from the planking on the outside and the inside. And as you can see where we fared her up here, and the sides are nice and smooth, they're coated with epoxy. And we have basically a single layer cold molded boat. It's a very, very strong and very easy to maintain system. Let's see, where is the plank?
It's right there on the ground.
Can we, Oh, okay. So I'm going to go over and get it. So this is what it's all about. I sealed the inside of it up because it would be very difficult to get in there later, and then this edge is wet and ready to glue together. Okay. All right. So let's go over here, get out of their way, and get another glimpse of the boat. So this is kind of what it looks like when it's done, and everything's all smoothed out. It's ready for primer and paint. Now, why is it called the whiskey plank? It's called the whiskey plank because it's a very early tradition in incentivization. When a ship was built, the person or company that commissioned the ship promised a keg of whiskey to the construction crew when the last plank was driven home. So, whiskey being dear, the crew worked hard so they could have their whiskey party. So they call the last plank to go in, or in tradition it's the shutter plank, shutting the boat up, the whiskey plank. Now another thing that you might say is, well, gee, why did you pick that plank up there by the deck? Normally when the boat's built from scratch it would be upside down, and you would start planking at the bottom and the top. The bottom would be up in the air at this point, so it'd be in the top, and the deck is on the ground, so that would be the bottom. And the deck wouldn't be on yet, so you would plank from both directions. And if we could take a look at the back of the boat, this might make more sense. You see it's kind of curved, and when you're at the outside of the curve, these planks naturally make an opening, so the last plank goes in like a cork. Now, we didn't turn the boat upside down to do this work. We rebuilt the boat, and we carefully took it apart and then put it back together, and not taking all the pieces off at once. So that put us in a situation where we really weren't able to put that plank in there. So what we're doing here now is putting this plank in, shutting the hull up, and then sneak by here, Bree. We have these two last boards, which are the cover boards, and they will go on top here next week when we, once the plank is in and the glue is dry and the clamps are off, then we can fit those last boards in place. Okay, are we getting close to showtime? All right, so we have one more introduction. Let's see if we can get him queued up here while the crew gets the last bit of work. There he is, Todd, who's representing Joe Bala. Todd, do you want to say anything here? Say hi to Joe.
Thanks, Joe. Last minute.
That's all right. You can have his drink for him.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what Joe's going to do is, he was reluctant, but we're going to make him do this anyway, is he gets to put the last screw in. No pressure.
No pressure.
But it's kind of fun. You don't get to put the last piece in a 75-year-old boat every day.
True.
And once that's done, there'll be a cheers. So those of you who are getting ready, get your drink ready. I'd say we're 5-10 minutes out. The crew's thirsty, so this is incentivization for the crew to get that plank on. Don't wait for me. Do it.
Have at it.
Get out of the camera here. So we're starting up at the end, or the butt, where the two planks meet together. And there's a plate in there, butt block. We'll fasten that up. And that end is what we call hooded. It's tucked underneath the deck. The other deck pieces, if we were to put them on, it would be very difficult to get them in. Okay? Now Bree's going to climb up inside the boat. She got the short end of the stick for that duty. And the little change from tradition, instead of using a wooden butt block that would have a wood screw in it, which is an inherent weak point, we borrowed a composite boat building trick, and we used, instead of a steel plate, we use a modern piece of fiberglass composite material called G10, and we mechanically fasten. So she's going to put the nut on the inside and then tighten it up. If you hear cursing, that's because the nut fell out of her fingers and fell into the bilge. You have extra ones in there? Okay.
Top one.
Oh, that sounded good. I wasn't going to get glue all over myself today, but I just can't resist. All right. Let's see who else is here. Hey, Justin, any word from Australia? My son Billy is down under in Australia. Let's see if he's listening. Maybe he'll send a comment. Anyway, shout out to him. And I thought I saw Jerry Newton around here. Jerry's an alumni of this whiskey plank. His schooner was rebuilt right here. It was about this time of year, wasn't it, Jerry?
Yep. And we launched in March.
Yep.
There we go.
All right. We got a cat. I hear a cat in the house.
Siren.
Oh, yep. I got one right here. Oh, okay. You might have wondered why we left that little piece of plank there. Oh, I missed.
Woo. All right, we're in.
Hang on. Hody-do.
You want the pipe punch?
I just want that to hold for a minute. Get my glove back here. Okay, the long pipe. Give me the long pipe clamp. Do we have it over the top like that? Or was it on the side?
It's on the side.
Sidewinder? Okay, go for it.
This is gonna get in the way. Spin the right way.
Hey, see ya. Your son say hi.
Oh, hey, Billy. Wish you were here. Okay, give that a whirl.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, easy, easy. Try that.
That one with a spinner. I'm gonna wait till we get. I'm gonna move this one forward.
She looking.
Half to me.
It's very tight.
By George, I think we might have it. We could get a.
If not, we have a decent one.
Yeah.
Want that one?
Yeah.
Something bigger?
Keep screwing. Okay, how about this one? What do you think?
Well, it's sucking in. Beautiful.
Hang on, maybe we can get that little guy. Right, get in here. As you can see, it's a lot of clamp.
Get any more on that one?
Yeah.
You need a little pow pow?
Nice.
Oh, Yahtzee.
Ooh, nice.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay, we're getting close. We better check and see how the whiskey's going over there. I think we're less than 5 minutes out. Not yet, just checking. Okay.
Frames are made.
Bree, you might want to jump up there and get a head start on the...
Clean up.
Do you want me to cut that in half for you?
I mean, it should be all right.
There, I had some small ones. You got a rag?
Or powell and vinegar. I can go grab some. Oh, I smell some.
Sneak that around by you. All right, Todd, this is your weapon. The ceremonial screwdriver. Okay, so Bree's going in for a little cleanup action. Here's some little ones. Here, Bree.
Oh, yay.
Okay. 4 more to go?
4 more to go.
All right.
And then we do the usual 4.
Can you sneak this one in here before we pull the bottom clamp off?
You want it right, like in that area?
Let's go like that. See if you can get that. Give me that drill for just a second. See if we can just right on the edge of it. There we go.
All right.
Do we dare take that clamp off? Well, we don't need to. Let's leave it on.
Yeah.
All right.
Do our usual 4.
Yep.
And,
Am I done? Are we done?
Drill 4 holes there. Leave the last screw out for Todd. How we coming in there, Bree? Okay. Okay, 4 more screws left, everyone. Why don't you can you pass some out there and then bring us, what? We're gonna need some over here. I'll set these over here and then I'll bring the tray back to you. How's that sound?
Well, I can just do it.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'll go this way then.
We'll go over it.
On the ladder.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
Hand those out to those people over there. Okay. Got the last screw ready?
Yeah, we had a miss there, so we're.
Okay, he's got the screwdriver. Okay, this is it. Bree, stick your head up for a minute.
Make me look good.
Yep, that's you.
Thank you.
Everyone-
Little deeper.
Just run the screw in and just leave a little bit for him to tighten.
Yeah, that'll make sense.
Okay. Gene, yours is on the ladder. Everyone back there set? Okay. There you go. Tony. All right, put that screw in, tighten it up.
I can't even see it. Which one we got?
It's right over here.
I know it's out.
Just the last couple turns.
That's it.
All right, well, that's it. All right, ready? Here's to Betty Lou. 75 more years. Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray!
Cheers.
Thanks again to Nobleman Productions and your crew. Cheers, this is to you. Justin, your magic is unbelievable. You know, without guys like Justin and his gang of camera and sound people, this story wouldn't be told. And it's an important story to tell. So here's to you. Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Catboat. Line up against the catboat. Look at the catboat.
It's gonna carry it.
Oh, there's the glass there.
So that's fine.
Cheers.
Cheers. Good job. Tell Joe he's got to get his butt.